Alrighty, well, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MyBor market insights and get a little bit of an idea of what's been going on recently in the Indianapolis market. This one here is the median sales price of homes dating back all the way to 2016. I'd like to point out a couple of things here. First, that it's not loading properly. There we go. All right, so I'd like to point out a couple things here. The first being the market is cyclical. You can see every single year it's going to peak around June. You might have another little peak in September after school started and families need to make a move. But then really, you just go down. And why the price does that is these homes right here and here and here are fueled by owner occupants moving to new areas, probably for their children. As it goes down, it's more and more investors picking up vacant lots that other investors are struggling with. So we see this every year. Like if you look at this, it looks like kind of like the opposite of a bouncy ball, how a bouncy ball bounces and then bounces less and less and less. This has been bouncing more and more and more and more and more, except for this year. Why, you might ask? Well, interest rates. But something that's nice about this is that we're still $3,000 above, $4,000 above what the median sales price was last summer. You can also see that these prices aren't coming down that far. If they're coming back up every January, you can expect this to go down just a little bit more. But then as you can see, every year it bounces back up to before the previous peak. So that's just the median sales price. We can look at other stats as well. I think another great one to look at is percent of list price received, because this also shows a cyclical nature. The percent of list price received after the hot summer months goes down. It looks almost always to like 95-ish%. So when you're looking at houses on the market and you've got a budget of $100,000 for easy numbers' sakes, really you could be putting an offer in at 95 and you could expect to get it accepted. I like this one better than the percent closed above list price because it's not really ever above list price. You can see even here, like in the good times, it's not above list price. You see in 2021, everybody was getting above list price, but we jumped down. Like this isn't really like going up or down. This is all kind of in the same ballpark here. And we're going back towards there. It's still a little bit higher than that, but we did have a pretty drastic drop there. Let's look at the sold dollar volume. Again, you have your cyclical nature every summer, every winter, every summer, every winter. So this is the sold volume, the amount that is trading hands. I expected this to have gone down, really. Because we've seen less inventory on the market, you would expect that the amount of total volume done be lower. Look at this number, too. That's $1 trillion. It's just in Indiana. This is interesting, actually. I feel like that dropped sooner than others did. That's later. That's later. So we did see the price or the sold volume die down a little bit. What does this mean? It means less people were active in the market later in the year this year. It's just what it is. It also usually makes a lot of sense to look at the active inventory while looking at that. Since 2016, the inventory has steadily been declining. Everybody's saying we're in an inventory crisis, but it was its lowest here in 2021, and we've been rebounding. This year in 2020 is the same level as in 2019, 3 years ago. And we've been going down consecutively here for 5 years. We've actually gone back up with the amount of inventory we've seen. And I think that's why we kind of saw the total volume go the way it did as well. So we do see the inventory tapering off here a little bit towards the end of the year, but not much. I'm curious what this looks like in other Octobers. It was at its peak. It was at its peak. October is usually the peak month, maybe towards the back end of it, but September, August, kind of that mark. I'm liking seeing this, actually. I'm getting really excited about this. How many go unsold? Wow. Now, this is a little bit alarming. Not really. See, that's May. That's March, April. Okay, so we do see the unsolds tick up, but I feel like this year was a little bit more drastic than the others. Typically, it starts to go back down in October, November. Peak is October, November. So hopefully the next time we get numbers here, this is going down. This should be going down. Another good one to look at is the percent cash sales. Every April, when they start to pick up. That's a little bit later in 2019. There's June. There's June. Okay, so the investors kind of fill in that gap. It looks like the typical market trend is at the beginning of the year in February, March, April is when home buyers are getting in there and occupying their homes. Once that starts to die down a little bit, it looks like the investors come in there and start submitting their cash offers. So that's really all I have for today's show. Nothing exciting, nothing cool hit the market yesterday or today. But this is a great way to still keep in touch with the market. When you've got a spare minute, go ahead and familiarize yourself with what the market's looking like. What are the usual trends, and how can you prepare yourself for the next couple of weeks or months? I myself know that a lot of my buyers are going to be tamping down or backing out a little bit of the market until January, February. Now, if something comes up still, they're going to be looking to purchase it, but I do have to have that mindset that I might not have a sale for the next 2 months. That is just kind of the reality of things. I do think that I'm going to have a couple of sales still. I do have a couple of cash buyers that are really looking forward to what the winter has to bring for them. So we'll see what this winter looks like for me. I'm hoping to still get another 2 or 3 transactions by the end of the year. Honestly, by the start of February, I'm just going to consider January as part of the end of the year. For me, everything's going to start picking back up really around Valentine's Day. That's when I'm going to be reaching back out to all my investors that told me that they were going to be storing their hay for the winter. I'm going to reach out and tell them what I'm seeing, tell them what the market's looking like, if there's any properties I think they're going to be interested in. More important than that, I'm going to be going to these investors and trying to get back in touch with what their strategy is going to be like for the year. A lot of my investors, when they're done for the year, they're taking that time to kind of reevaluate how this current year went and where they want to be in the next year. For example, the investor that I've been working with the most, his goal this year was to buy his first duplexes, and we did that. It took us all year to do it, but we got one. We're pending on another, and we've got like 3 offers out on other ones. But we're going to go ahead and wait to see what happens from those, and then we're probably going to call it quits for the year. And he's going to go back and he's going to reevaluate. He's already told me that next year his strategy and his plan is to obtain 4 nice single-family houses, probably in B neighborhoods, and also 2 large commercial deals. So I'm going to be spending my time this winter learning more about how to do better in those transactions for my client. I think it's really important to have that relationship with your clients, especially when you're heading into a winter like this. I really just got the ball rolling, but I do know it's going to slow down a little bit here, and that's okay. It's a part of real estate, but there's still going to be stuff moving out there. If you're somebody that's still interested in getting a deal this winter when people aren't really looking at the market, definitely give me a call. I'm still going to be working every single day to find more properties for you guys. There wasn't anything great on the market today, but that's not to say that there won't be more tomorrow. I'm looking for some good duplexes with some value add potential. I think some are going to hit the market here soon. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're back here every single day with the pulse, so you can make sure that you're up to date with the Indianapolis market. Really appreciate you coming by. Hope you're having a great day, and until next time, peace.